Welcome to the 5 on 5. Joining us today is Peter Sage, former politician turned political blogger. Peter, thanks so much for being here.
Political blogger, Lindsey Graham in a small room asked me what I was doing there because he said, are you a fan? And I said, well, I'm a fan of everybody. I'm attending lots of events, and explained that I'd been at Hillary Clinton event 2 nights before and Donald Trump's the day before. And he said, so you're a political tourist? And I said, yeah, it seems sort of kind of cool. I watch on Face of the Nation. I watch Lindsey Graham about every other weekend, right? Because he's on, and there we were in a conference room with 14 chairs in it.
For those who aren't familiar with what you're doing, this has kind of been a bucket list item that you are checking off. Tell the viewers what it is that you're doing this adventure.
My father and I had talked for a number of years about wouldn't it be cool to be a Rotarian living in New Hampshire, because the program that you'd have on your regular weekly thing would be a presidential candidate, or if you're a Lion or a Kiwanian or a Chamber of Commerce member or whatever. But of course we live in Medford, and we don't really have a politician stopping by here very often. But Dad got too old to go do this, and then he died, and I thought, you know what, I'm not going to dilly-dally around. So I retired as a financial advisor and decided that one of the things I'm going to do with my free time is go to New Hampshire, which is easy to do. Fly into Boston. It's a short drive up with a rental car. Get a motel there for $100 a night, and then you can attend 2, 3, 4 political events every day with almost no driving. Well, you know, a few miles here and there, but it's really a fun deal to show up at political events, see them live. They are a little bit different live than seeing them on television.
Now, this is a big presidential year.
Right.
And you're getting up close and personal. Who would you say would be the most impressive that you've seen, and who maybe fell a little short?
Chris Christie tells a story very, very well. He kind of can bring the audience to tears. Now, as it turns out, I've seen it 3 times, and now I realize that it is that his appearance, the appearance of kind of spontaneity is a well-practiced spontaneity, so it's not spontaneous, but he tells it really, really well. Chris Christie would be a very formidable storyteller opponent to Hillary Clinton. Rubio and Carly Fiorina really, they have very, very, very well-practiced speeches, and it kind of looks spontaneous, but really they're doing a performance. But again, they do it very, very well. I would say that Jeb Bush, who's being accused of being low energy, he really does a body language thing that is sabotaging. I mean, he stands around. I gave you a couple of pictures. I mean, get your hands up here, Jeb. But he didn't. He kind of hangs it down here, which seems like unfortunate for himself.
Okay.
And Bernie Sanders does a lot of his talking with his hands up here, and he's very spirited. I mean, Bernie Sanders is enormously genuine, although if he were taking political advice from me, which of course he isn't, I'd say, Bernie, get your hands up. Don't have your hands up here. People will think you're a wild and crazy guy. Get him down. Get him down here. So It was part of the charm of seeing these things live, is that you see in a different way the body language that people have, how they deal with the crowd. And on that day, Donald Trump is a showman. I mean, it's like, of course, well, Peter, everyone knows that, but he's really, really good at reading the crowd, playing off the crowd.
Okay.
And so all these people have different skills that are sort of fun to see up close as a political tourist.
Now you're taking a little bit of time off, and then you're gonna hit the trail again. What's the next plan?
Well, there are lots of prime. In New Hampshire, it's so the area where people live, it's actually so small. It is really, really, really easy to do 2 or 3 or 4 events a day, and all of them are open to the public, and they're eager to have you come. So it's not like, oh, you have to stand in line in order to get in. No, they want you there. I may go to South Carolina. It sounds like the weather's probably better there than fighting snow in New Hampshire. And I've been to New Hampshire twice, about 25 days so far. And so maybe I should try some other place. So
Okay.
we'll see if there are a lot of people congregating in Iowa. Well, then I'll go to Des Moines, and I'll probably go to Charleston, South Carolina, because they're having a primary there. I mean, I want to see it up close. This is kind of fun.
Things will keep heating up, I'm sure. If people want to follow your journey, how can they, Peter?
Oh, I've got a blog, and you promised me that you'd put the name of it up there, peterwsage.blogspot.com. I find something to say. I think it's interesting every day, and about 150 people a day apparently read it, so that's sort of my joy. It isn't quite enough just to watch it. I like to watch it and then think about it and write about it.
Excellent. Peter, thanks so much for joining us today.
Pleasure.
We'll be right back.